So good morning, guys. It's February 1st. As y'all know, yesterday was Sheffield. If you follow the fitness community, powerlifting, and all that, then you know yesterday was Sheffield. I haven't brought a video to y'all in a while, and so why not talk about Sheffield? And yes, we're in the February spirit. As we know, February is Black History Month, first and foremost, and your girl is always rocking the curly fro. And Valentine's Day is in 2 weeks. Yes, we are single. No, we do not hate love. Okay? Take that hate out your heart. Anyway, let's get into it. First of all, I thought this was the best Sheffield for a couple years. And also, listen, the internet is free. You're free to open up your own account, share your own opinion. Okay? I'm going to share my opinion. Don't say I should have did this or I should have said this. Feel free to leave your opinions also in the comments. I do not mind that at all. But yesterday was Sheffield, and I thought it was a great event. Now, let me go look at the girl who won, because I'm not even going to lie to y'all. I was there for Sunita and Sunita only. Big Sunita fan over here. And so, first, let's see the girl who won. Wait, did Perk get his own poster sheet? Okay. Tiffany Chapon from France. Girl, you did a great job. Okay. Congratulations on your win. I was there for Sunita. Sunita broke her world record, as I knew she was going to. Okay. Now they started off, I'm going to insert the clips. They started off 300 kg and they red lighted her. I'm trying to figure out why every time she steps on an international platform, y'all play in my girl face. 300 kg was the cleanest it could have been. Then she loads 318 after she gets overturned. Clean. Okay. Then she loads 326, I believe. 326.5 or something like that. Listen, she got all red lights on that, so she couldn't get it overturned. But girl, you killed. You did amazing. And they were definitely not calling other lifters to the same standard that they were calling Sunita. And that is something I think needs to be pointed out. I don't know if anybody else in their recaps have discussed this. And yes, I have already admitted that I'm biased towards Sunita. But I also know lots of times we on these international platforms and these judges are biased too. So, excuse me, officials, referees, whatever y'all want to call them, they're biased as well. And so then what do? There needs to be somebody who's holding these people accountable, because the calls so inconsistent. And when it seems like a certain person steps on your stage every time and you have an issue with her squad when we know her squad is just really that girl, then somebody gotta call y'all out. And if y'all hate Cindy, just say that. Literally the strongest woman ever. Raw, untested, tested. She that girl for real. But anyways, what I did notice, Megan Scanlon had issues getting her calls white lighted. They red lighted her for first, second, and one of the officials wanted her to not get the lift at all. And listen, what are y'all gonna do about that bench rule? Are y'all going to really make it official, or are y'all gonna throw it out? And there are so many conversations that can come from that. But what I did notice is Sheffield was great. If they're not able to celebrate, Sheffield is done. Are you going to change the rules just for Sheffield? Because Sheffield is all about bringing the hype. And if Perk isn't able to hop his little self up there and jump in the air and do all the craziness, if Russ ain't able to do all the mess he does, like, how do y'all bring that hype? Because some people felt it wasn't entertaining. I didn't feel that way. But some people felt it wasn't, and they were still able to celebrate. So what happens when they're no longer able to celebrate? What are you gonna do then? Um, speaking of Perk and Russ, okay. Y'all know Russ was battling back and forth online with Jamar, with squats. And I understand it's for entertainment, it's for clicks. You get paid on social media, right? And it's fun. Y'all, battling people is fun. Okay? Somebody come challenge me. Say you can't do something. Nah, I can't do something you can do. Okay, maybe, that brings the fun into it. I feel like with sports we don't have enough people challenging each other. But he pushed himself and he squatted. And what I think people need to also realize is that when you post on social media, there are no officials to judge if you've lifted the standard. And so a lot of times when people post on social media, their squats are high, their knees aren't locked out. They definitely would jump commands, like, because there's nobody there to give them. And so once you get on that platform in front of those lights and in front of that jury and judged all the officials, and you have to sync your squat, 800 don't look like 800 no more. And somebody could say, "Oh, well, I put this on at this meet, this meet." The officiating is just different at a different level. And that's why I think it's important in training to go ahead and lift the standard. If you don't lift the standard in training, then on the platform you're gonna have a bad day, and it's gonna mess with you mentally. But anyway, he was battling with Jamar when Jamar won at Sheffield's. He wasn't. He just wasn't going. And Sheffield was, where he was supposed to put his numbers on the platform. And now, in order to go to Worlds, he's going to have to go to Nationals to actually battle with Jamar. See, this is when the battle with Jamar actually comes, right? But what I actually don't think it's a battle. But obviously, anybody can have a rough day. And I think some people are being a little too harsh on some of the people. Definitely, y'all need to lock in. But at the same time, bad meets are something that y'all going to do. Like, the level that they compete at, the numbers that they hit, it's just something that is going to happen, okay? And it comes with it. And being able to shake it off and go perform better is just part of the game. Like, he lost to Jones, and then his next meet, he went and killed. I think it's just part of the game. But also wanting to be, have this big battle with Jamar on social media and then not getting 800 on the platform, there's going to be pushback. People are people. They're going to talk trash about you. It is what it is. Then at Sheffield's, I saw them going all out. The girls grinding, like, on their thirds, giving it their all. Crazy. I do want to mention Ziana. Girl, if I mispronounce your name, I really apologize. But it was her first Sheffield's. She's a girl from Great Britain, and she did a great job. Yeah, big things coming for her for sure. She tried to pull a big deadlift, and I thought she had it, y'all. I really did think she had it, but next time. Amanda did what Amanda always does. Okay, that's why I didn't talk much about the girl. She dominates as she always does. But anyway, another big talking point is Russ didn't do his last deadlift. His second looked like it was kind of hard. And if he's going to have to compete at nationals in 5 weeks, and then Worlds comes around like I don't even know how long after that, but it can't be that long after that. And then potentially at Sheffield's in November. I mean, I'm going to take the last deadlift anyway, because if I feel like it's too hard, I'm just not going to fight through it. But I get why he didn't do it. Like, if he felt like he was already put too much on his body for the day, then he put too much on his body for the day. But I don't think Sheffield's is the meet to not do a lift if you're not hurt. But that ain't my business. I'm on the couch, okay, and I ain't at Sheffield. Now I thought it was interesting that Austin Perkins and Joe Berenstein had. Yo, is that man the Berenstein Bears? I'm tripping. That might not even be that man's name. Anyway, I thought it was very interesting that they were the only two who had an issue with the bar. Like, Perk came and he pointed at the bar after he pulled. First of all, not convincing, sir. You should have said it beforehand. Like, it got up and then you dropped it and then pointed at the bar. I don't know. And then Joe did the same thing. And then the guy came behind him and pulled on the bar. And at that point I said, not the bar, the person. Okay, cool. But Perk went back out there and he easily pulled his next one. So whatever he messed up on the second time, he got it right the third time. And amazing for him, he killed. But Joe, he just didn't have a great day either. And same thing I said about Russ. Things like that happen. Like, he'll go to nationals and have to compete against everybody else. They compete so often, so these things are liable to happen. Now, I think the guy's name is Etienne. Maybe he's from Lebanon. I think he's from Lebanon. He had a pretty good day. And that last deadlift he tried to pull for, that 411, I don't know. I think he did what I wanted Russ to do. He went out there and he didn't want to fight for his life to move it, but he wanted to give an attempt. Because it didn't look like he put his all into that. But that 401, I think it was 401. That 401 was smooth. Like, really and truly. But when you're on that level, that's just what people expect from you. Listen, Keenan Lee and his last deadlift. If I'm Keenan, I don't care what y'all say. I got my last deadlift. But let me tell you, I looked at that. I said, there's no way. They're not giving him that. He did not lock that out at all. They gave him 3 white lights. I said, Mind you, I'm always bringing it back to Snitty, y'all. Mind you, somebody gave her light on a red light on her last deadlift. Like, y'all, what I will say is, overall, Sheffield's was great. Jurgens came through and he battled. And it is not, you can't say for anybody that, oh, well, if such and such wouldn't have had a bad day. Bad days are part of sports. Bad days are part of competing. Okay? Jurgens came in and he said, I don't care if I miss a lift. I'm going to compete the best way that I can. And the fact that your favorite didn't compete the best way that they could does not make this a bad Sheffield. It just means they had a bad day. And shout out to Jurgens. Kicking tail at what, 37, 38, whichever one he is. I think he turns 38 this year. He's still killing the game, and I'm sure he'll be at Worlds this year, ready to put more onto that total, because the last deadlift on a different day, he probably could have got it. Same thing y'all say about y'all favorites having a bad day. Jurgens might say he didn't have his greatest day, and obviously he hasn't started waning any. So now what I will say is, USAPL, come to the front. You don't do this. Sheffield production was there, entertainment level was there, the hype was there, the build up before the meet was there. We've been knowing about who was going to Sheffield for a while. We had some last minute people, like Russ was kind of last minute. The Ziana girl was last minute for sure, because I think Agatha couldn't do it. But we've known about all this stuff for a while, and you don't do this. I think the meat that we have that is comparable to Sheffield is Arnold's, and we don't know who's going to Arnold's, and Arnold's is this month. If I'm not tripping, Arnold's is in like 3 weeks. So if Arnold's is this month, the only people that I know are going is because I know them. And they told me they were going. And I've told my people that I'm not going through this YouTube channel. Like, yeah, I'm not going to be there. There's no hype for Arnold's. It's this is your event at Arnold's. You should be promoting your people. No, it's not Austin Perkins. No, it's not Russ Swole. But it's who you have. You know, you have some great lifters. And maybe, I don't know. I haven't done this. But maybe if you would hype the people who were going in the way that they hyped Sheffield, people will watch Arnold's. Cause I'm not saying people aren't gonna watch. I'm just going to say I saw 20-some thousand people tuned in for Sheffield yesterday. And I know Arnold's won't get that. Okay, not only that, we need more. It needs to be more competitive. It's like, yeah, Arnold's is based on dots. Isn't the person with the dots? Don't the dots person win? Like, it needs to be based on records. And one thing I will say, this is why I love being in South Carolina. I think South Carolina is doing what they need to do when it comes to USA powerlifting. The meets that are put on here, like the very first meet I did, Soda Town Showdown, that was a great meet. And that was March 2024, February 2024, 1 and 2. I think it was March 2024. Y'all know it's coming. And now they have a prime time. Not only do they have a prime time, but it's for records being broken. That is how winnings are set up. There's a payout to the winner. Like, this is something, and people knew who was being invited. Like, people in South Carolina might know that I'm the best lifter, but some people might not. And so when they said, oh, we're going to put this out, you know, when they put out that my name was on the invite list to come out next, it had 100% by it. Guess what that means? That means it's my record that's being fought for, right? I mean, there should be more effort at the higher level. But South Carolina doing their thing. Miss Heather doing her thing. Austin doing his thing. Like, Soda Town is going. It should be a movie, to be honest. They've put out who's going to be there. I saw they brought back some older people who I guess were really good. We have some current people competing. But that type of hype is what you need in the sport. And if you gonna just lay down and roll over, IPF gonna kick your tail. And that just is what it is. Now, something I think that we need, I know we've had in the past, Carolina Primetime, but Carolina Primetime ended up being for people that weren't Carolina. We need to battle the Carolinas. I understand it used to be Battle of the Border. We need it now because all this stuff was had when there weren't any, when there wasn't a split off from IPF. We need it now so that we can just, I can just say South Carolina better than North Carolina. Otherwise, I'm just trying to like things that can, you know, make it more hype. Another thing, awesome idea. Battle of the Regions, Arnold's, terrible follow through. It's like you have the perfect opportunity to do stuff, and the follow through just sucks. And Arnold's isn't new, and so there's not the excuse of we're trying to figure these things out. Arnold's ain't new. I think they're living off the hype that, oh, everybody wants to go to Arnold's. I want to go to Arnold's if y'all don't care about y'all competitors who are at Arnold's. But yeah, I think there needs to be a social media person. I think you need to put a younger person in there. I don't think it needs to be the college person necessarily, but there needs to be somebody who at least understands people at that age, because the people in college are probably your like most hype people. But we need somebody in there who wants to push the sport forward on this side, because it just is what it is. It's two sides. And you have so many people who get to a certain level and choose to go to the other side. And there needs to be a reason for them to stay. And if it's not money, it has to be a good time. It has to be bragging rights. And I don't mean bragging rights like I showed up and the two people that showed up, no. I mean like we hyped this battle, like Battle of the Carolinas. Because South Carolina is better than North Carolina. Because North Carolina ain't got nothing that we can't beat, unfortunately for y'all. But yeah, I really, for y'all North Carolina people, I need y'all to push it on y'all side. South Carolina people, I need y'all to push it on our side. It needs to happen. And if anybody else want to smoke, it need to happen too. I don't care. If Georgia want to smoke, it can happen too. But it needs to be more smoke. It's like, I don't know. I love the supportive events. I love the ladies events that they throw on. But yeah, I need a let me show you how South Carolina better than North Carolina. I didn't show personally, but I just feel like as a whole, come into somewhere, I don't know. There's no rivalry. No friendly back and forth. Or unfriendly, however y'all want to do it. I don't care. There's just none of that. Now, I got all the motivation I need to go to the gym. Unfortunately, it's snow outside right now, so I can't even go. I think I was supposed to have a squat single today. It wasn't gonna be nothing crazy, but it was still a single. I ain't had a single. The last time I had a squat single, you know when that was? Regionals, 501. I ain't had a single since then, and I don't know, y'all. We just need something, okay? So if you watching, lock in. We need to do better. That's all I'm gonna say. And if y'all need some ideas, hit me up. I have ideas. I know people who have ideas. So yeah, let's just make this happen. I just want to push it forward. I think this is going to be a great year for powerlifting overall. I think with all the meets, I'm going to talk about nationals in a separate video. I don't know when it's coming. Don't be on my tail about nothing, because I give y'all my videos when I give them to y'all. But I do know that it will be coming in the next couple months. I'm going to talk about my meet. Let's just say next 3-4 months. Oh man, the registration hasn't opened for nationals yet, so I haven't, been able to sign up. So anyway, thank y'all for tuning into my video. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all drop in the comments any thoughts you have. Your thoughts on Sheffield, your thoughts on USAPL, your thoughts on powerlifting in general, whether it should be all friendly or whether it should be more competitive. Just, let's chat.